Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 353, 2021. Year ahead of hopes and dreams.
Welcome, citizens of Meeple Nation. For the next 30 minutes, sit back and enjoy.
Meeple Nation Podcast is brought to you by GameToppersLLC.com. If you would like to enhance your game space, GameToppersLLC.com has the Game Topper for you. They have the Lestrade, the Alder, the Watson, the Holmes, and my favorite, the Mycroft. Don't forget the Moriarty in there as well. But the Mycroft is my favorite because that's, of course, what I have. Nathan, your Watsons, nothing against them. They are awesome. And
they are awesome.
We have loved playing on those, and that's actually what made me want to go and get a Game Topper for myself. If you would like to enhance your game space and have not just the space to play, but have it look fantastic, different mat, you can get mats to actually match the theme of a game. There's lots of different options. Go check out GameToppersLLC.com.
It's a great site to just peruse.
It really is.
The quality of the game mats found on Kevin's website are amazing.
He has great product. I thoroughly enjoy the Game Toppers. Everybody should have one.
I agree.
We are your hosts of Meeple Nation. I am Nathan Howard.
I am Dave Holliday.
And I am Logan Howard.
And I am Andy Holliday.
We are discussing what we are looking forward to in 2021. And Nathan pushes his next year of gaming goals upon our gaming table.
You make me sound like a gaming bully.
But
you know what? I got some great games that you can be playing. And you'll like it.
You'll like it, okay?
For how much it feels like we've played Space Base this year, you're definitely a bully when it comes to the list sometimes.
And you only played Space Base 7 times last year.
I know, but it feels like so much more.
So we talked last week as a year-end review of 2020, and there was a lot of good stuff we talked about. Kind of ended on the note that, you know what, it's been a good year. But now we're looking forward to 2021 and how it's going to be an epically better year. Let's chit-chat a little bit about what we're looking forward to. One of the things that I am looking forward to most this year is you guys receiving a lot of the games that you've ordered.
That's always the highlight, right? When you order games, and sometimes we order games and they're on back order, and that's kind of the frustration. We wait for a game. I waited forever for Wingspan, and then I finally got it, and I still haven't played it. I haven't played my copy, and I even got the European expansion, got the Oceania expansion, still haven't played it.
That needs to be remedied.
There's plans for that.
There's plans for that, yes. I am looking, I know I've said this many times in the podcast, Merchant's Cove is supposed to be here this month. So as long as it doesn't get pushed back, that is one of my hopes and dreams, is getting Merchant's Cove, because it is the Kickstarter I have been looking forward to mostest of all my Kickstarters.
Nice.
Getting those Kickstarters is always a highlight.
It is.
I follow along the same path that Logan does, the updates, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't care. Just let me know when it's coming.
Right.
You skim it, and just
I
be
don't know
like,
if I even skim it.
Production, shipping notification, I don't care anymore.
That's probably it. Do I need to update my address, pay my shipping or whatever, the extra shipping? Yeah, Kickstarters are always fun to get.
Always.
They show up and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Now, why did I order this game? Oh, yeah.
Put it on my shelf, and maybe in a year or two, I'll play it. I mean, some of those we get to right away, because some of those we're super excited. Yeah. One that I'm super excited about is Alter Quest. Hopefully someday I'll finish the rules.
I look forward to you finishing the rules.
That will hopefully be a lot of fun. And Andy, you just got Ether Fields, which is also looks really, really good.
Yeah, and it does look like a lot of fun. I'm about halfway through the rules on that. We should be able to start that here not too long. So one of the byproducts of 2020 was the number of new games that I have added to my collection. So one of my, if you want to call it a hope or a dream or goal, is to increase my shelf space in my gaming room.
Increase
my shelf.
Shelf space.
New shelves. New shelves.
I was like, that doesn't make much sense.
I can't buy a new house, so I need to get new shelves.
Yeah, okay. Because when I was interpreting that as you're culling a bunch of games.
You know me better than that.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's why I was shocked. How can you part with any of your games? They're like your children.
They kind of are, yeah.
Except for you love them more. The games.
Considering that he didn't care if he ran out of space for his kids, as soon as he ran out of space for his games, let's get a new house.
If the game room gets full, the girls may go back to sharing a room.
Yep, that's it.
Sorry, I'm building shelves in this room. Well, you're sharing a room again.
You need to move out anyway.
It'll do you good.
Build character. That's right.
Help me move these shelves.
Amara will be okay with that. She can share a room with the board games, right?
She wouldn't cry.
Yeah, she would be all right with that.
She likes
would.
the board games, so...
Yeah, she would actually be okay with that.
So what are you looking forward to most, Dave, as I punch you on the side?
I just told you, I'm looking forward to all the games you guys are getting.
What else
It's
are
like
you looking
new
forward to?
games.
New games. Yeah, you're all about the new games, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There should be plenty of new games.
I am also really looking forward to any events that don't get canceled that we get to go on.
Yes.
Conventions, yeah. Looking forward to some tentative plans that we might have this year, as long as BGG doesn't get canceled in November. I'm pretty sure spring will probably not happen.
Right.
I think it's already is canceled.
It might be. I can't remember. On that regular BGG con, that would be nice if we had the opportunity to all go together.
Yeah.
That'd be a ton of fun.
Definitely.
And that's something that we can hope for just because it's also so far that hopefully...
And we'd made some tentative plans to go to Disney World together, play some board games at Disney World, but then my daughter decided she was getting married that month, and my wife said no. So we'll have to see if we can find a different month.
So wait, was that the deciding factor was when Cheryl said no? It wasn't when Ashley was getting married.
I was fine to go with you both.
Oh, she said no to the trip. I thought she said no to Ashley.
Oh, no. No, it was actually kind of funny. My wife and I waffle on this back and forth because both kids are serious in their relationship. Both talking about, my youngest daughter's boyfriend is talking about marriage. My youngest daughter apparently is afraid of marriage. Apparently she can't commit. I don't know what her issue is. But she's scared of marriage. I think she's just scared of paying for stuff for herself. So, yeah, there's a possibility I might have 2 weddings this year. And so my wife and I are waffling on this idea of having an empty nest. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I mean,
Right.
it has its positives, where we have more shelf space, Andy. However, our house gets a little bit more lonely. Then as my wife and I have been focusing on trying to do more stuff together, I think I'm kind of okay with that. But then we have moments where we have family get-togethers like we had at the end of the year. We had our family Christmas season gaming. I guess it wasn't just Christmas. It went from Thanksgiving to New Year's. But that was a ton of fun. Not having those moments is kind of a bummer. And it'll be tougher to have moments like that when they're both living on their own. So things like that, yeah, it's kind of a ho-hum type of a feeling. But it's kind of fun to be excited about it. But at the same point, it's kind of bummed to be excited about it.
I was thinking about you and thinking about that just the other day. I was thinking about my situation compared to your situation. And our oldest, he's been up in Washington again for a while now. Not that big a deal because when he's home, he's just in his room ignoring everybody, not really trying to be involved or help out a whole lot. Nola has always just been the little mother to the rest of our children. She'll be graduating in a few months, and then she'll be heading to Southern Utah University. So I'm excited about that for her, but man, I'm scared to not have her at home because she does so much. And it's going to be weird because it's just going to be our 3 youngest. And I don't know.
Your family dynamics change
It
so
changes
much.
quite a bit, yeah. And I was thinking about that for you because I was thinking about how you're going to be an empty nester soon. And it won't happen to me for a while because we did it wrong. And we had
You
too
had
many
30
kids and spread them out too much, And
Yeah, that's one thing we look at. And not that this is the point of the episode, but one of those funny things that changes is how do you cook a meal for 2 people? We can't figure that out.
I find it very difficult to cook for one person. If I figure that out, I'll teach you because you just have to do it twice.
Now-
So there you go.
why do you cook for just one person?
Oh, yeah. That's I love it.
So when you have those lonely times, we just need to do a Meeple Nation party with the spouses.
That would be great.
Again, sorry, Logan.
I think the plural is spice.
What else are you looking forward to this year, Logan?
I'm pretty easygoing. Like, I want the conventions to come back like everybody else. Basically, I'm just looking forward to 2021, more life back to normal than 2020 has been. I like the positive things from 2020, but I'm just looking forward to Dave's new games. I'm looking forward to playing old games. I'm looking forward to playing Battlestar. I'm looking forward to playing Shadows over Camelot. I love those games.
Those are some great games.
Logan wants what I want. Nathan's game list of goals to not contain space base.
Well, guess what? You're in luck.
I did double and triple check that a couple times.
I see it on there.
So since we're talking about gaming goals, do you want to hear what games you guys are... What do you guys
Yes,
want to hear
I
your
would
gaming
love-
goals for this
I
year?
would love to hear my
Let's-
2021 gaming goals.
Let's hear it. Shoot.
So I have a goal. This is probably going to be me personally, but I have a goal of playing 500 games this year. Dave, how's tracking games going so far for you?
Not
That's what I thought.
Super hot.
Have you even downloaded the app yet?
I went to it, but it cost $3, and so I didn't do it.
I will spot you a 5 right now.
Like, look, what do I get in my wallet? How about this punch card?
Punch card.
All right, Dave, there's $5. You give that to Adrian.
That's awesome. Don't edit that out. Okay. I'm definitely going to have to make sure she listens to this episode.
So another personal goal for me is I plan again to play 150 games with my wife. Really nice at the end of last year. She was all on board with this. Busted this out. She was actually on board with a lot of my gaming goals. And so if there was ever a game that she could play, that was on my list. So we're like, boom, boom, boom. Let's play this. Let's play this. And that was awesome. Really grateful for that. I think she's kind of cool.
So, does your wife just enjoy playing games, or
No,
is it
not really.
Is it the goals? Is that what got her to play the games with you? Because I'm very interested in this and finding out what your secret is to get your wife to play more games with you.
The secret is playing games that she likes. So they have to be short, they have to be simple, which is really kind of frustrating because I got her to play last year. I got her to play Great Western Trail, and she really enjoyed it. But I never got her to play it again.
And didn't she destroy you?
Oh, she always whoops me. I've played Terraforming Mars with her like 6 times, and she whooped me. She's beaten me every time at Terraforming Mars. That's the secret, is to play games that she will enjoy. Looking at my 10 for 10, there's not a single game on there that I will be playing with her. Maybe Bunny Kingdom. Spoiler alert, Bunny Kingdom's on my list. I might be able to push Great Western Trail. And she actually enjoyed Isle of Cats, but still, all of those runs into that too long, and then plus Isle of Cats is Logan's. So
I was so heartbroken when I came over to play it and it was at your house.
So I think that's the secret, is I try to play a lot of those games that she likes. And then I have to pay my dues, and I have to play games like Phase 10. Yeah, it is UGG. It's UGG with her, right? I can do it, and then she's more willing to play games that I enjoy. That's the big thing, is finding a game that my wife will enjoy and then making sure that make sure she feels important with stuff that is on her list to do.
Yeah.
So on my 10 for 10, games that we've kind of talked about in the past, we talked about Root. We'll see if Logan ends up liking this game or playing Root as frustrating as he found playing Space Base. Imperial Assault, super excited about that. Always love that game. Bunny Kingdom. Eminent Domain, Logan had a great copy of, had all the expansions, and then he got rid of it right when I was ready to play it.
Because we had it for years without touching it, so I was like, well, might as well call it.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened and you played it online, like, oh, this game's pretty great.
Isle of Cats, Great Western Trail, Wingspan. I hope to play my copy, at least one of these games. And that's actually a game, I'm wishy-washy on that one. Not wishy-washy about the game. The game is awesome. Wishy-washy about maybe getting my wife to play that one too.
Mm.
The game is pretty simple, but there's a lot of explanation at first. And when I start to explain stuff to my wife, the eyes glass over, drool starts to come out of the corner of the mouth, and then convulsions begin.
That is a game I can also play with my wife. In fact, that's one that I have not managed to beat her on. She's beat me every time.
Descent is another one that's on the list. Looking forward to your new version of that.
Me too.
It's a Wonderful World. I've really enjoyed that. There's a new Kickstarter should be fulfilling this year, so that should help push the desire to play that. Ether Fields is a game that you own, Andy, that hopefully you'll let me play 10 times with you.
Yes, absolutely.
And Taverns of Tiefenthal, one that we just played a couple weeks ago for the first time. For me, anyways, that was a ton of fun. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hopefully you'll let me play that 10 more times with you, Andy.
Absolutely.
So that's my main 10 for 10. 11 games on there. The basic hardcore challenge is you start January 1, and you pick a list of 11 games. So you have one kind of alternate in there. So like last year, 2020, I had Clank in Space was my number 11 for my 10 for 10. I didn't play that once last year. Disappointment there, but fortunately I still had my 10 for 10.
Which is sad because I think Space is one of my favorite versions of Clank.
Clank and Space is one of my favorite versions of Clank too. I have a goal for Clank this year, and that's any version of Clank. Play any version of Clank 10 times. And then we talked a couple weeks back about escape room games. Any of these escape room games. They include the exit games, the Deckscape games, unlock games, any games that kind of fall into that category. And I think those are going to be really nice and really easy to bust out with you guys.
Yeah,
So-
I like that you've done it that way too. Is kind of had it in that category.
So I saw a game when we were shopping over Christmas at Walmart that is a break-in game. You're trying to break into Alcatraz instead of trying to escape.
I think I've seen this, but I walked past it. So what did you think of it? Did you pick it up? Did you look at it?
We looked at it. We didn't pick it up, but it looked interesting. I wasn't quite willing to spend the money on it, but I may still go back and get it. It looked interesting.
Last year, 2020, I had a goal of playing 30 games 10 times each. And I got to 33 games that I played 10 times each last year.
This is aside from your your main 10
Yeah.
for 10, right?
The 30 games will actually include the 10 for 10. The 10 will hopefully be on there. And then that will include an additional 20 games.
Okay.
It's an additional 20 games 10 times. And so some games that will probably make that list, if Andy gets Merchant Cove, that'll probably be on there. Gloomhaven, sounds like that's going to be an easy give me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion on there to sample that. I don't know if we'll get that 10 times or not, but maybe. Machikoro Legacy,
I'm looking forward to that one a lot.
Pandemic Legacy Season 0, Pandemic Legacy Season 2. We'll find those games that will easily fill up that 30 by 10. I like that list is always fluid for me.
I like that too because during the year, some of those magical Kickstarters that actually show up, ooh, this is wonderful. We should play this.
And that end up being a ton of fun that you want to play over and over and over again.
Yeah. And then I also create a list of 15 games that I want to play once. And so this is 15 games off of my Shelf of Shame. The goal is to get these 15 games we've picked up and we've had for a while. So these are games that didn't come out in 2020 or 2021. These are games that are 2019 or older. Some of those games are on there. New Frontiers that are on there. Edge of Darkness, The King's Dilemma, Cyclades, Dinosaur Island.
I guess that means I need to reread the rules for Edge of Darkness.
Yeah.
Just to brush up.
Just to brush up. And then I also have 15 games that I want to play that are no games, which, I mean, that's going to be easy, right?
Sure hope so.
Sure
Yep.
hope so.
Mariposa, I've heard good things about it. The same designer as Wingspan. Yeah, that one sounds like it's a good one.
That is enough.
So I played 30 new games in 2020. I can play 15 new games in 2021.
Between all the new games that we have coming, that should not be difficult to do.
You would think that, but
It's
it always
limited-
slows down with the reading the rules. And
Player count throws
Yeah.
us off a lot.
player count throws us off big time.
I don't know, like, what is such the big hang up that people don't make more 5-player games?
We always end up with that 5. And there's a lot of great games that are 4 players. Doesn't see our table as often unless we do it on homework night. I made a list of 10 games that I want to play once this year. On that list, Andy, is Firefly. You haven't played that, right?
I've played it once.
Oh, you've played it once?
That's another one I've owned, and I've only played once.
Well, I own everything twice.
Nice. I've not played Battlestar Galactica, though.
That's on the list. Shadows over Camelot, Fury of Dracula, Underwater Cities, The Thing Infection at Outpost 31, Rebellion, Carlos Magnus.
Rebellion,
Pie.
what a good game.
I love Rebellion. But it's that stinking 2-player game, which is always the struggle.
The 2-player / it's a long 2-player game.
Yeah. Web of Power, I think I mentioned, and Mystery of the Abbey, if I can find that.
Wow. That's going back.
I remember you guys playing that back when I was like 15.
Yeah, it's an older game.
That's a whole adult ago.
It is a whole adult ago, yeah.
That's one I've never played. I've seen it when I first started getting into board gaming. I always saw it in stores. I never picked it up. I've never played it.
Yeah,
So-
1995, you go back to that.
Oh my goodness.
That is a whole adult for you, Logan. That's like
8
almost my whole marriage ago.
Yeah, 18 years is a whole adult.
Yeah, that's when I graduated high school.
But anyways, that's some goals that you guys now have.
Yeah, I
So-
appreciate you taking care of that for me.
Put that in your app, Dave, that I just paid Adrian so that you could do that. Some of our plans that we're looking forward to. We're just looking forward to 2021 being a better year. I think going back to conventions, getting out and getting back to more of the people in our hobby. I'm still very interested to see what the new normal is going to be. What have we learned from this pandemic? Hopefully we've learned how to wash our stinking hands. Goodness. Cover your face when you're sick. Hopefully some of those things stick. I look back at the sick days I took in 2020 compared to the sick days I took in 2019. For me, I worked most of 2020 from home. I never took a sick day. I never had to take an emotional day because, I was at home. Working from home for me, first I hated it, and then I decided, you know what, this is awesome.
What's funny is that's a totally different experience than a lot of other people have.
Oh, it is, because I don't have young
sick
kids.
Days between those 2 years. Because for people who have to go to work in 2019, man, I can't tell you the number of times that I would go to work if I had runny nose, whatever else, right? 2020 comes around and you get a sniffle and you're at work, man, you are getting yelled at. You're like, what are you doing here, right?
And it's not just you. Like, I work construction, and we found out at one point somebody came to work while sick. The entire building's worth of guys were mad and be like, how the heck did this happen?
Am I just the goal bully? The game goal bully, and saying this is what you guys are going to play.
I know, I liked it this year, because this year you sent it out as a document so that way we could all peruse at our leisure and add games, take games off, or make suggestions.
I wanted to make it a team event for sure. I actually tried to do that last year, but then the pandemic happened, and so that affected reaching those gaming goals. And so I had to do that mad rush to get to those goals. Make you guys play Space Base. You guys only played it like 6 times.
I played it many more than 10 times during 2020, and I was happy.
Maybe it's not necessarily the number of times we played it, it's just that they were all so sneaking close together.
I get that the whole being pushed on. This year, for these goals, we need to make sure there's no pandemic, so that the 4 of us are in charge to make sure that there's no pandemic coming up in 2021, so that we can make these goals.
So I should uncheck that from my Amazon cart now.
Yeah, don't order the 2021 pandemic.
I am looking forward to these goals that you've made. I may throw in some other stuff as well at some point, saying, hey, let's see if we can squeeze this in there.
And I may reject that.
That's totally fine. I am completely used to rejection.
I get that.
The biggest thing I'm excited about with the goals are all the new games as well. Looking at our list of new games that are already on our list, plus we're going to have a bunch more added to it, obviously. These look awesome. I'm so excited to play these.
And we need another convention to come up so that we can cull some of these, because I am running out of shelf room for sure. I have actually already run out of shelf room. Starting to stack stuff on the floor again, because I don't have any spots to put a shelf. I need to either buy a bigger house or have my kids move out, and then I can store more in my...
Sounds like you might be close to that then.
2021. It's happening.
Hopefully they don't get married and then just don't move in.
That's true.
That could be true. I could marry...
Lose a daughter, gain a son.
I also want to point out, though, you know how much I love new games, and I'm so excited for all these games. But looking at your goals there, looking at our goals...
That's right, our goals, yes.
I'm excited about playing some of the old school stuff, too, that we haven't played in a long time. Like Carlos Magnus.
It's almost like playing a new game at this point.
Right, almost.
It's
like we really need to pull out La Cita again.
We will be talking about La Cita at some point this year, so there's a chance that we could play La Cita.
I think we will need to play La Cita, because I've never played it.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Dave, can you read those rules for us?
Sure. Actually, I probably could with those ones since I'm familiar with the game.
If we can get back to conventions, getting a lot of these games played when we got 2, 3, 4 days of just non-stop gaming, you can bust through a lot of games in that amount of time.
As long as we've read rules prior to.
As long as we've read rules
I went to BGG 2 years back. There was a table, and they had the players wanted signs. So I was like, oh, hey, great. We're going to sit down. We're going to play Thunderstone Quest. Great. I've already played this game like 6, 7 times. So I was like, hey, can I join you guys? Sure. And then I sat there as they read the rules. I tried to interrupt politely, but I guess I should have been maybe more forceful because I sat there as they read the entire rules. But I tried to interrupt and say, hey, I've played this. I can teach you guys how to play it. For them, that was the thing. They like to sit down and read the rules. And I've seen Dave and Tammy Bremer that they'll sit down and read rules and play a game. It is that opportunity. You're dedicated to that time to be there. It takes me a while to digest rules because I have to look at it, play it, visualize it before I can try to teach it.
That's why I think it's so great about how do you play videos, so you can watch the videos, then read the rules, and have a greater idea of what it's talking about. Such a great combo.
And there's so many sources out there that will and do those videos, so that's really nice to. I follow along that same method where watching the video and then going through and reading it, hopefully make more sense of it. Like you said, Andy, where we have those opportunities to committed time to gaming is always something that's really nice.
Like a Saturday when Cheryl's at work. Well, just throwing that out there.
Just throwing that out there.
What will also be nice is if we have the opportunity to get some cons in later in the year. Maybe SaltCon will do more than just the weekend or something like that, so we can have another game show, do some more events. With the smaller cons, we do some events. It's just nothing like the bells and whistles that we get to do with.
I would like that too, but I don't see that happening. I don't see the game show coming back till 2022. I mean, the convention center still has other commitments, but with the pandemic, those plans could be more fluid now than they were prior to the pandemic. That's something to look forward to. I like those times, and maybe we can arrange some more of those, some days where Cheryl works, or more days where hopefully we can get to some conventions. You go to BGG, that's your 5-6 days committed there. That's a great time to learn some good games, and then their gaming library is huge.
Hopefully they hold the November con, because that sounds like so much fun.
I've never been to Gen Con, but Gen Con always seems more like a
shopping trip.
Yeah, it seems more like a shopping trip, kind of more like a spiel. BGG-Con is great for gaming.
I always feel like I would have to win the lottery before going to Gen Con, because people drop so much money.
I cannot believe people post all these things and they got stacks on stacks of games. I would go there and I would not have a home to come home to. And my wife would kill me. Spent $2,000-$3,000 on games.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
And that's easily what people are doing there.
Because you look at their stacks, and they're not cheap games.
Especially if they flew there, they gotta pack the extra luggage
Pay
to get
just
those
as much
home.
to get them home.
Yeah. I love new games, and I love getting new games, but I can wait a little bit. I can wait for shipping. We're looking forward to this year. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be an amazing year. Logan's going to be less tired.
Maybe.
2021, may all your hopes and dreams come true.
I feel like we should have come up with a song.
Ready, set, go.
2021! It's going to be so much fun!
That's not as good as your Tiny Towns, but I'll take it. What was the theme song you came up for Game Toppers as well?
I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, but I don't.
You had a jingle for Game Toppers?
I did. I can't remember which episode it was in, but yeah.
We should have copy and pasted it to everyone. Until next time.
We'll see you enjoying 2021. I almost said 2022 because we'll see you 2022.
We'll have fun in 2021.
We'll see you having fun in 2021.